The one and only Los Angeles, Italia, the one and only Daniel McVicar,
Pascal Vicedomini,
an Americano in Roma. We are not making another movie, but we are just hosting the Los Angeles Italia festival. Who actually started a few minutes ago with a tribute to the legendary maestro Ennio Morricone. Actually, the Morricone tribute will go on after this part of the evening, which is really incredible, no, Daniel?
No, we'll see a little bit more of that later, and it was very touching here at the beginning, but this is also a moment that I've been anticipating a great deal, both to celebrate a film and music and a song that is up for an Oscar.
And this is also a philosophy of our festival. In all the festival of my area, the first one was Capri in 1995, then Ischia in 2003, and then finally Los Angeles in 2006. Always a great combination between cinema and music, not only because I am a big fan of music, but also because our honorary president is a true legend. Tony Remis, Golden Globe winner and Oscar nominated composer, as well as Carol Baez Seeger and David Foster for the song, The Prayer, that Andrea Bocelli and then together with Celine Dion won this Golden Globe and then came to the Oscar to win. But tonight I am very happy because really there is a group of people who actually, we had the three of them in Capri Festival. Today the gang has become even bigger because let's show what we have. We have here with us the legendary 12-time nominated to the Oscar Diane Warren, as well as Laura Pausini, Edoardo Ponti, Niccolò Aiardi for the first time with us, and look at this young fellow. I love him, he's amazing. He's Ibrahim Ghi. And this is the surprise of the day, the co-star of the movie. He has been doing an amazing job close to Sophia Loren, and we want to give him a big applause because you really deserve it, Ibrahim.
Chapeau. Bravo. Very fine work, young man.
So Eduardo, we got a very nice group. It's an important week starting today. The longest week for Laura Pausini and Diane Warren and Niccolò Aiardi, no?
But listen, you know, it's a long week, but it's a week that none of us will ever forget. It's a celebration not only of the artistry and the talent of these amazing women, it's also a celebration of the movie and the story behind the movie, a story of tolerance, of humanity, of empathy. And it's also a celebration of film. It's a celebration of telling stories that move people, that inspire people, and that hopefully empower people. So thank you, Pascal, for organizing this amazing, amazing platform for all of us to be at.
Well, it's a pleasure. No, this year festival, it's a little complicated. Normally, I have with me every single year the woman that I really love, Diane Warren. Last year, we were in time to celebrate her for the 11th time at the Chinese Theater. The opening night was beautiful with Danny Houston and of course Nick Vallelonga and many other friends, but this year is even special. And however we are not together physically, we are together very strong. I already imagine you, hugging you on the red carpet as usual, Diane.
Hugging you back.
A virtual hug, there you go.
Yes. Not as
so
good,
Diane,
but
how does it feel?
it felt great, but a real one feels better. So we'll have to do that soon.
Yeah, so 12 times, my love.
I know, crazy, right? And this is so special. This one, I mean, this really feels special. And crossing fingers, praying, doing everything, you know, it's such a beautiful movie. Laura is so amazing. Sophia, Ivra, everything, Eduardo, everything is just great. I'm honored to be a part of this.
I remember when you last year were supposed to come to Ischia because you were supposed to go to visit Eduardo and Miss Sofia Loren on the set in Puglia, but then you didn't make it. I hope that next summer, here in July, we're gonna all celebrate together in Ischia, where actually Laura Pausini already came once, but this time I would like you to all come and make a beautiful party on the beach. What do you think, Laura?
It will be amazing. I can't wait to celebrate Italian opening barriers and everything, because I'm also like in a prison because I'm in quarantine here and I cannot go out even in Los Angeles. So
So you've arrived for the Oscars.
Sorry, Daniel.
Hi, Laura. No, you've arrived for the Oscars. You're one of the few people that actually, the only person from Italy who was able to come to the Oscars this year.
All right, real? I didn't know. I thought the other woman from the Pinocchio were here, but okay. So another big responsibility for me.
But no pressure, Laura. Laura, no pressure.
No pressure at all.
No. It's like you're singing in the shower. Same concept. Singing in your backyard by a barbecue. It's nothing. Nobody will see it. Nobody's gonna see it.
Okay, I'll think about it. Yeah, of course. I'm gonna be like this kind of mood.
See. Nobody's
Good idea. Good idea.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
So, Nicolò Aiardi, how was to work with Laura and Diane Warren?
I will be short because my English is not enough good to stay with old people that I see at the moment. So I try to speak in Italian and then I give you a possibility of translation for them. È stato è oltre ogni onore, è oltre ogni aspettativa e possibilità. Posso solo dirti che Edoardo, Laura e Diane mi hanno dato la possibilità di raccontare una storia cinematografica ma anche molto personale di accoglienza, perché questo è un film che parla di generosità e di affido e io ho potuto vedere questo film con il mio figlio affidatario che è arrivato in casa mia pochi mesi prima della commissione di questo lavoro, quindi per me è un'emozione al di là della professione, è un'emozione dell'anima e del cuore. So thanks everybody, for sure.
Ibrahim, tu parli inglese?
Sta studiando.
Ah, bene, allora ti faccio una domanda in italiano. Quando hai saputo che Edoardo Ponti ti aveva scelto, hai fatto un salto più lungo di quello che ha fatto Laura quando ha vinto il Golden Globe oppure ti sei trattenuto?
Io mi sono un po', ero molto contento perché però sì, non ho risultato perché stavo in macchina, quindi però ero molto contento.
Ah sì. So Diane, it has been an amazing job with such a young and talented director, but with the legend of the legends, Miss Sofia Loren. So whenever even I mention her name, I start shaking. This is the power of a strong woman.
Yeah, and beautiful on the inside and beautiful on the outside. You know, I mean, I'm honored to have had a song in a movie that's starring Sophia Loren. What can I say? And Eduardo, thank you for that.
Thank you. And you know what? My mother was just talking about this whole experience, and she always says, you know, remind Laura and Diane that I absolutely love them. And even though she can't be here because of COVID, that she's here in our hearts, in the spirit, and on stage with you. Well, you'll be singing in spirit and emotionally. So she wanted me to relay that to you guys.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Laura,
you.
to be associated with the legend of the legend, Miss Sophia Loren. Now you are
Yeah.
really a prima donna because you in a
Not
proper
a
way.
prima
Because
donna.
yeah, we know in Italiano it has not the same meaning of Americano, but a first lady. You are definitely a first lady.
First
now.
lady, yes.
No, as I told you before, it's another big responsibility. First of all, because the song is a step up from the message that Edoardo wanted to give to the movie, the whole movie. So we just wanted to be the voice of Sofia talking with Ibra, because Madame Rosa at this point of the movie is having not a chat, but something like very touching and special through the song, talking with Momo. And so this is touching, but especially thinking about giving a voice, singing to the icon, the only and the one and only Sofia is, I don't know what to say, because it's still so touching. So I'm so honored. And now that I'm here and I have to sing, I want to be as good as I can. I mean, the best of the best I can give to this song and to the movie and to Sofia and Edoardo and all the staff, Diane, Nicolò, Ibra, to let us shine. Not me, but the movie, the message. We are a family with a message to give. And so it is a responsibility that I want to take, and I want to do it at my best.
Isn't
Diane,
that
this is
beautiful?
definitely-
What she said, that it's a family with a message to give. That's a beautiful thing, Laura. It's a beautiful thing that you said. It's true. You know what? And it shows in the way that we all relate to one another. We're a family with a common message to share, and it's a beautiful thing. Thank you for saying.
When I speak with Diane, and sometimes we're having interviews together, we always feel the same. Like we built a family while you called us to be part of yours. So it is the same message that you want to give to the whole world through the movie. So it's so real that probably this is the meaning of what we are living today. People are receiving that. Yes. So we are, Diane, can you confirm, right? We always talk about it.
Yeah, and what we're talking about also is we live in a time where people they don't feel seen. You know, so many people feel invisible. And on top of that, you have COVID, where people couldn't see their family and their friends and really, really felt, invisible, So this song, and I love when Laura says Lara. Sorry, I always say Laura. I said the Italian way, Lara. When you say it's like a hug, that this song's like a hug. I love that. It's like, I love that image. And it's just, if the message of the song is really important. I mean, it's important for the movie, and outside of the movie, it's taken on a life as well, where it's, which is a beautiful thing too.
It is indeed a powerful song, and Laura, we all love you, and we're at your backs as you sing, and we're all part of you. So you will sail.
Ibra, dimmi una cosa, ma come era la signora Loren sul set? Era più come una seconda mamma o come una brava maestra?
Una nonna.
La nonna, quindi bravissima, perché normalmente le nonne sono molto più brave delle mamme, almeno così la vedevo io.
Concordo.
Pascal, posso fare una domanda a Ibra?
Certo.
Perché io sono una sua grande fan e mi sono chiesta come sia stato possibile essere così professionale e così pieno di talento al suo primo film. Questo è il tuo primo film, vero Ibra?
Sì, sì.
E come ti sei sentito mentre recitavi? Perché mi sembravi molto naturale, cioè pensi di essere nato con questo talento così speciale e di voler continuare a fare l'attore, vero? Spero.
Sì, mi piacerebbe continuare.
E beh, anche a noi piacerebbe perché sei stato veramente fantastico. Io ogni volta che guardo questo film sono impressionata ovviamente da Sofia e dagli altri attori, ma veramente tu hai dato un'anima diversa, nuova. Io sono veramente una tua grande fan, ti voglio fare veramente tanti applausi davanti a tutti. Edoardo lo sa perché glielo dico spesso che sono davvero colpita da questo tuo talento.
Grazie mille.
Edoardo,
Sì, scusami, dimmi Pascal.
no, sentiamo che dice agli Ibra, scusami, Ibra.
No, volevo dire che Ibra ha questa combinazione unica di un grandissimo cuore e un grandissimo senso di impegno. Ce l'ha messa tutta, ma non solo tutta, ma ha messo anche tutta la sua anima in questo lavoro, in questo personaggio. È una persona veramente, veramente eccezionale che si merita tutto quello che gli sta succedendo.
Immagino che non sia neanche facile alla sua
mille.
età decidere di farsi dirigere, essere anche capace di farsi dirigere. Quindi anche Edoardo, immagino che abbiate avuto una relazione veramente familiare per poter fare il ruolo di un figlio.
No, siamo stati fratelli dall'inizio.
Mm-hmm.
Si vede, bravi.
Your brothers at the very
Ibra, mi
beginning.
raccomando, studia le lingue. Perché
Lo
ti
so,
aiuterà
gliel'ho
tantissimo.
detto, adesso deve iniziare a studiare l'inglese, assolutamente, non c'è dubbio.
Infatti lo sto studiando, sto guardando film in inglese e sto leggendo molto in inglese.
Bravo. Next year, l'anno prossimo vieni con noi a Los Angeles, un po' di giri a
Sì,
Disney World, a Universal
Sì.
Pictures e poi Diana, is definitely a special year, for sure this is a special year. So what is the feeling that you bring with you on Sunday for this ceremony, who actually is the celebration of joy of vivre, of of cinema, of art, in a very difficult moment for the global society?
You know, both film and music offer healing, right? They're like, we need that. We need to see movies. We need to hear music, especially with the song right now. You know, that this is the song this year that, you know, that, I mean, it's so exciting. It's always exciting to be nominated. I've been nominated before, but it's always exciting. But the fact that it's this song this year, it just feels so special. It really does. And yeah, a week from today, yikes.
Oh,
so everything's crossed. I want everybody to cross everything. Everything. I am.
Laura, tu hai già detto che insomma sei emozionata, sei in quarantena, è un momento magico, sono felice che anche la tua bambina stia vivendo questa forte emozione di una mamma così giovane, gagliarda, tutta Solarolo. Immagino il parroco di Solarolo che sta lì con le campane pronte. Mi ricordo che per la premiazione di Capri you started making like scongiuri. I wanted to bring a little corniciello for you today.
I have everything with me. I brought with me all the things from Italy that hopefully will give us luck. But yes, of course, I have my bacchetta magica and also my Unipop, which is a cacca.
Che vuol dire
Well, I have a wand, which is magical from, and also a poo. A unicorn poop. And I want to show you. I want to show you the poop because it can be like horrible
like
to
that.
say, but it's very nice.
Laura, show us your poop.
Let me bring it.
So, Ghi, ascoltami Ghi, cosa vuoi fare da grande tu? L'attore oppure hai in mente qualche altro mestiere?
Io?
Sì, Ibra.
L'attore.
Ah, bene. E
L'attore.
allora vedrai che adesso io ed Edoardo e io, vediamo come faremo in modo che tu possa fare anche una bella scuola, ti daremo una grossa mano, vedrai. Sarai diventato un po' il nostro pupillo, lavoreremo per te, non ti preoccupare. Nicolò, è veramente una grande gioia, no? Avere questo tipo di vigilia in un momento così delicato, insomma mi fa piacere in questo momento di essere gioioso per far sorridere un po' tante persone che invece poi tanta voglia di sorridere in questo momento non la hanno. Voglio ricordare anche a Laura che ieri a Piazza del Popolo c'è stata una manifestazione alla quale hanno partecipato tutti i lavoratori dello spettacolo, coloro che lavorano in silenzio, dai datori delle luci alle security, dai mixer, piuttosto tutta la gente che fa in modo che lo spettacolo vada avanti. Ecco, cosa vogliamo dire a queste persone che guardano al futuro con speranza di poter ritornare presto sulla scena?
Ma non solo con speranza, adesso bisogna cominciare a fare qualcosa di concreto per loro, perché per noi non si sta lavorando nella musica da troppo tempo, gli spettacoli sono considerati come non un bene di necessità emozionale primario e non trovo che sia giusto e la manifestazione di ieri, ancora una volta, perché non è la prima che fanno, Bauli in piazza, è stata importante secondo me, è stata un grido al governo cercando di sensibilizzare ancora una volta le persone che devono decidere di riaprire, ovviamente in sicurezza, come tutti siamo da sempre pronti a rispettare, però adesso non si può più stare fermi. Molti di loro alcuni di loro, i ragazzi che c'erano ieri in piazza, sono i ragazzi che lavorano insieme a me, c'erano anche alcuni miei colleghi, sono stata molto contenta di vederli lì. Io ho fatto, in quel momento ero in volo e mi sono collegata dall'aereo e ho cercato di mettere delle storie sul mio Instagram per far vedere che cosa stava succedendo e ovviamente sono con loro assolutamente al 100%.
Bene, Diane, what's your hope for the next future? I imagine, you've been through all the, all the sadness that everybody. Oh, this is.
That is a magical
That's a
poo-poo.
big unicorn. That was a big unicorn.
It's a very
It was a
colorful.
big unicorn. You
Yeah,
see
I
that?
need one of those. I need one. How do I get one of those?
Yes,
I
let
need
me
one.
send you one.
But
Send you one.
You start with a unicorn.
Laura, my question is, what do you need to eat to have such colorful poo? Because it's not
Guys, please,
Donuts.
please, Diane, let's go back on serious issue. Diane, what's your hope, really, sincerely, for the next future? I mean, Laura has been talking about the importance of the show business to go back to the reality. Ecco, what is your hope?
My hope is that people see each other and love each other and see and I'm a big animal advocate and animal activist. So I hope that everybody sees animals. Everybody deserves to have a beautiful life, and when we see each other with our hearts, which is the message of the song, whether it's humans, animals, we'll have a better planet. We'll have a better world. And my immediate plans are, I'm thinking of a week from Sunday, and just again, I need a little miniature unicorn poop, I think.
I try to send you something directly from Napoli. Ma maybe there is an Ischia community in San Pedro, close to Los Angeles, where maybe you can find all the Neapolitan superstition issues.
I'm
I
getting
will
it.
call on my
I
friend.
want- Okay, we
Tipo-
need it.
Diane, can Laura put her poo on the piano when she's singing for the Oscars? Or
Oh my God! Oh, the Oscars! No.
Please, Eduardo, you are the
Bello.
devil. Eduardo, don't say Laura this. Please, Laura.
I'll tell
Please.
you what.
Don't say that to me because I'm gonna do it.
No,
And this is
Laura,
not
please,
happening.
don't do it. Don't do it, please. You represent Italy. Please, don't do it. You are such a classy lady. I can imagine with your Armani suit that you are right there, very classy, very chic, with the Privé Armani. You go there, you live on the piano. That no.
It's beautiful. It's human.
I want to put
Human.
eyes on it. I want to put eyes on the poop and put it right on the piano.
Oh my God. Look, let me just tell you something. This year, Diane and I will be in Valentino, Maison Valentino dressed. And they designed a beautiful dress for me with come si dice tasca che non mi viene adesso? A pocket for this one.
Oh,
I'll have it like hiding in my dress, but I'll have it with me. So I need a place for the poop.
I'll put that in my
I'll give you-
purse. I'll put it in my purse. I can
Yeah, put it in your purse. Yeah.
Okay, I think it's time to go.
Yes,
I think it's
like
time to
this.
go. Now,
Like a chignon.
no,
Like a
con
chignon.
tutti.
Like a
I think
chignon,
it's just going, you know, there is another kid here, not only Ibra, another Italian kid who actually is the guy that acted as Pinocchio. This is the Garrone's Pinocchio in person with me. This means that after your conference with me here, we're going to have a Pinocchio section with Federico. Hello, Federico.
Hi.
You want to say hi to Laura Posini?
Hi, Laura Pausini.
And also to Eduardo Ponti
Hi, Edoardo.
and Diane Warren.
Hi, Daya.
And also Ibra.
Hi, Ibra.
Yes, and Nicolò.
Hi, Nicolò.
Okay, and hi everybody. This is an amazing, I love him. This is Federico Ielapi. This is really a sweet kid. He speaks perfect English. He is a very good student. At least he's a very good actor. And I'm so happy that we start in a family way because Los Angeles, Italia is a family festival, as Diane can tell. She has been with us so many times. Laura knows about Ischia, but this is the feeling. It's all about family, it's all about art, it's all about friendship, it's all about talent. And we are so proud that today we start Los Angeles, Italia with Pinocchio at 4 o'clock there at Chinese Theater. Then at 6:45 we're gonna start with Edoardo Ponti, the only one allowed to go to the Chinese Theater for the movie The Life Ahead, because both Diane and Laura are closed in the house for the Oscar quarantine. And then Ibra, you are invited from now to come to Ischia, July 14-25. How is Ischia?
Pretty nice. Super nice.
Okay.
And it's cool.
It's cool. Diglielo in italiano. Ti piace Ischia?
Sì, è bellissimo.
Io dico, Ibra invita Ibra, lascia lì.
Ibra, vieni a Ischia perché è bellissima.
E naturalmente anche Nicolò Iardi. So guys, thank you so much. We close this section with, of course, the video. EOC, scene, the song performed by the one and only Laura Pausini, written by Laura, the legendary Diane Warren, Nicolò Iardi, for this movie, the beautiful The Life Ahead, La Vita davanti a sé di Edoardo Ponti. Evviva il cinema! Evviva la musica, and God bless Italy and America, Diane.
yes.
Ciao.
Grazie.
Grazie. Evviva Pascal. Evviva Pascal.
Un abbraccio a voi, un abbraccio Diane, un abbraccio Laura, un abbraccio Edo.
Ciao.
Ciao, grazie. Ciao Ibra. Ciao, ciao.
Quando tu finisci le parole, Sto qui, forse a te ne servono due sole. Sto qui, quando impari a sopravvivere.
Hi everybody and welcome to Los Angeles, Italia. This is the fourth day that I have close to me the gorgeous American actor Daniel McVicar. I feel so ashamed to be close to such a movie star.
We've been 4 days together. We're getting close. I think it's obvious. It's great to be here with Pascal Vicedomini for the Los Angeles Italia Film Festival here in Follywood Virtual Edition. We're in Los Angeles. We're in Italia. We're all over the world coming up here in just a couple minutes.
Yes, I think that has been 4 magic days, both physical at the Chinese Theater, where today we have another amazing program, and of course virtually on the platforms eventive.org and mymovies.it. However, there is also some amazing panels going on after the great beginning with Diane Warren, Laura Pausini, Edoardo Ponti, Ibrahim G, and Nicolò Aiardi. We had the Pinocchio panel with Federico Ielapi, the young talent who stars as Pinocchio, directed by Matteo Garrone, as well as the costume designer Massimo Cantini Parrini, that is nominated for the best costume of the year, and of course Dalia Colli and Francesco Frigoretti, who are racing for an Oscar for the makeup and hairstyle. And yesterday was an amazing international panel with 3 Oscar winners, Bobby Moresco, Barry Morrow, and Nick Vallelonga, as well as 2 amazing actors such as Gina Gershon and Robert Davi, as well as the Consul General of Italy, Silvia Chiave in Los Angeles, and Roberto Stabile, who's actually the foreign minister for the Italian cinema, being responsible for the PR of the Italian MPAA, the ANICA is called in Italy. Today we have an amazing program too, my dear Daniel.
Yes, it's amazing. I've seen, I know we have a lot of surprises. There's always surprises with Pascal, but we have a first group that's extraordinary, some good old friends, some good new friends.
So let's show with us to start this today program. So we have Maestro Remo Girone, the Maestro Kabir Bedi, the Maestro Michael Radford, and the young and talented director Andrea De Sica. Where is Andrea? Andrea De Sica is becoming very popular with the young audience in Italy because of his very successful TV series, TV series, let's say not TV series, Netflix series, Baby, and now he has a movie produced by Warner Brothers, and what's the title in English, Andrea De Sica?
Don't kill me.
Non uccidermi in italiano.
Non mi uccidere.
So you,
don't kill me.
Don't
Beh,
kill me.
Sì, ma non faceva parte del vote per tutti, sì.
No, because it is
so,
just...
Io ho ricevuto una tonna di screeners. Per questo ho visto i film di Sophia Loren, che io ho trovato molto bene, cioè che soprattutto lei che era
Michael, please speak in English, because we're making this for America, so it's not just Italian audience.
No, you can say that. I know my Italian is terrible, and I have to.
No, you speak wonderful Italian, but we want the American to listen what you're saying, which is very interesting. However, so you were saying that you received a ton of movies to watch, and you enjoyed the Sophia Loren movie.
The Life Ahead.
I was not expecting to enjoy it actually at all, but I really liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought she was wonderful, actually. As far as the other tons of screeners are concerned, there's an awful lot of television in the mix. It's a bit surprising, you know. It doesn't. They don't say it's television, but it feels like television. So some of them have been fantastic, but there's an awful lot which just feel like small television ideas, if you like.
Kabir Bedi, you are a giant as well, and you know, we are very thrilled of your book. I hope that it's going to be translated in Italian soon, because everybody still loves you for your memorable appearances as a Sandokan and as also the other movies you did in Italy.
Thank you, Pascal. You know, it's so strange. It's wonderful watching you in Los Angeles, because the 3 themes of my life have been India, Bombay, Bollywood. That's one part of it. Italy and Los Angeles, Hollywood. These 3 themes run through my book, and it's called Stories I Must Tell, The Emotional Life of an Actor. And I have just launched the book with Priyanka Chopra launching the book for me. And it was absolutely a magnificent launch. And the feedback has been enormous. I'm happy to tell you this will certainly be published in Italian by Mondadori soon after the summer. And I feel that this book will resonate for people in Italy, for people in Hollywood, where I spent 15 years of my life. And I've straddled 3 continents and 3 film industries all my life. So talking about this in Los Angeles about Italy, about the Italian film industry, sharing Italy in Los Angeles is something that gives me immense joy. As always you do, Pascal, every time I meet you, whether it's Italy or Ischia or Rome or wherever we meet, you're always a magnificent man, and everything you touch turns to gold.
Thank you so much, Kabir. Remo Girone, last year he was with us in Los Angeles because of his performance in a movie where he was acting as Enzo Ferrari.
Yes. You were so kind to invite me.
But it was my honor to have you there in that amazing movie with Matt Damon, and you were acting as a
Matt
Ferrari.
Damon and Christian
Ford and versus Ferrari.
Yeah.
Oh, Ford versus Ferrari. Is that the one that Niels Juhl has been financing? You know, the Danish entrepreneur financier who the reason I know about him is because I'm doing something with him. But he bought the Italian, the people who financed or produced Il Postino. He's bought their company. You know who I mean.
Cecchi Library, maybe.
Cecchi Gori, yeah. He owns Cecchi Gori now. Yeah,
amazing.
But he's a very nice man. He's a wonderful guy. And the
Remo, how was
your
experience at Los Angeles, Italia last year? What do you remember? It was fantastic. We had a very, very funny time together, and very fun. Everything was fun, was fantastic, and I hope to repeat it.
Yes, absolutely. But how was when Matt Damon called you and says, "I want you to be Enzo Ferrari in my movie directed by Jim Mangold"?
Well, I think I had done this movie with Ben Affleck 3 or 4 years ago, Live by Night, and then since I know that Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are very close friends, I was the first choice of the director for the role of Ferrari. James Mangold didn't even test me. I didn't do any test, and so when I went to the set, I said, I know to Matt Damon, I said, I think it's you I have to thank for this role. And he said, no, you have to thank yourself. He was because you did wonderful in Ben film, and we were looking for a powerful character, and so he was so kind. It was really kind.
Good. And we were very proud to get you to be honored in Los Angeles. In Los Angeles, was a gentleman, an Italian gentleman, a while ago that got 2 Oscars. And talking about Italian names, very popular worldwide, of course, one of these pop names is De Sica. Now there is this young fellow who's actually the son of a composer, was nominated for the Oscar, and his grandfather won 2 Oscars. Now he's a talented and a very attentioned director. I said you that was a very successful Easy Serious Baby. Now he has a movie produced by Warner Bros., distributed by Warner Bros. So his working progress job is going on. No, Andrea?
Thank you, Pascal. Yeah, I hope so. I hope to grow. This movie has been released today in Italy. So I just had the press conference 2 days ago, and I'm totally in the press rush. And I'm so satisfied about this film. I hope that it will go abroad, even in the States. Warner is planning to release it on HBO Max, I think. I'm so sad that it hasn't had a theatrical release, because it's my second feature for cinema, and in these times we had to go on platforms. but I'm like play this game, and so I'm happy to release it and to see if like audience would like it. Critics loved it in Italy, and there was many papers in these days writing about the film, and so I hope you also will like it when fortunately or hopefully you will see it.
But it's
Hopefully,
not
yeah.
so bad that the movie will be on platforms, because I'm sure we gonna release it in Italy on maybe in the summer, I hope. And now it's on the platform, but with the platform you can get a major numbers of viewers. What do you
Yeah.
think about the job that the platformers are making, Michael?
The platformers, exactly what do you
Yes.
mean?
The
Yeah, tell me.
Netflix, all the
Well, this is. I think
Amazon.
It's fantastic. I mean, there's, as I said, there are I have hundreds of screeners. Usually I get 10, and there are hundreds of them, and I can see all these films, and they've spent money on it, and they've done all this. There's just a sense at the moment that I miss the cinema. I miss the grandness of cinema a little bit, and sometimes the stories are a little bit the kind of thing that you see on television. But nevertheless, it is the future. This is the future, and it's very important. And it means that people will steadily be seeing great movies and new movies and so on and so forth on at home or not in the cinema anymore. Anyway, very much. But it's very exciting for the business of making movies, because you can choose if you want to. People will come to you and say, please, can you do this and can you do this, and every day there's something happening, so it's exciting. Yes? No? Do you agree with me?
Yes, absolutely. It's the streaming. Now, how is streaming? Are you in India now, Kabir, or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So is streaming there making the impact it is in the rest of the world? Are people all staying home and watching, or what's going on with Bollywood and streaming?
Bollywood is very much in place, but the entire coming of OTT platforms, which includes Amazon, Netflix, and a number of, as well as Disney Star, etc., that are coming in, plus our own homegrown OTT platforms. I think they've changed the very nature of filmmaking in terms of the range of topics taken on and the employment of highly talented actors, directors, cinematographers to make films in a totally different way. What the OTT platforms do is they move films beyond the traditional 2-hour window that is necessary for theatrical. So the digital world has in fact opened up a whole new arena of filmmaking, and is putting some of the best filmmakers who are having a lot of problem funding their films in the traditional industry into work and giving them wonderful films to do. And I think a lot of the productions that are happening are no less than what is happening in cinema, both in terms of style, scale, budgets, and creativity. I think a whole new lease of life has come into cinema, and I don't see it as an extension of television. I see it as the next dimension of cinema itself. That's what OTT platforms are doing in India, and I think to a large extent even in Italy and in America. That's my sense of it.
I understand. And so, but in India, historically, the cinema was a place where people of all economic levels went, and it became a community experience there in a way that didn't occur in many other countries. And so what's happening with that group, that audience right now, that may or may not have streaming?
But then I remember seeing you here in Bollywood as well. I remember seeing you in LA when we were doing The Bold and Beautiful. All kinds of connections between us. And I think the thing is that the traditional cinema audiences have certainly taken a huge beating as a result of this pandemic, because cinema theaters have had to close down, and if they reopen, it's with limited audiences, and people haven't quite got the courage back to go in great droves into the cinemas in India, which is a tragedy because, as you said, cinema and Bollywood traditionally was a warm family event where everybody went together, and it was a kind of collective enjoyment of cinema in a very social way. People would sing the songs of the films. They would clap at great dialogues. They would witness great action scenes. That kind of collective enjoyment of cinema has diminished considerably in the last year. I hope it comes back.
And actually, that's.
I think people want that very much.
No, just we're having trouble hearing sometimes, and it's our deal over here because our sound comes in and out, but it's not you.
Or is it coming in and out?
Come on.
So no, no. What I wanted to say was that this is an example of both the friendship and the art and the family experience in cinema that we're trying to accomplish right now with thanks to Pascal and thanks to the Los Angeles Italia Festival.
So Remo, we're coming out for a very, very tough experience. How was important to go over this difficult moment, to have so many movies to watch on several platforms?
I know the feeling.
Yeah, in Italy, I think they're reopening the cinemas in the first days of May. I heard so. So there are a lot of movies coming out, and it's a fortune because I did during this terrible period. I did 3 movies. One in Trento, which is called Fra due battiti. Puoi tradurre tu forse. Between two heartbeats. And l'altro è Il diritto alla felicità, che uscirà nei cinema adesso a maggio. The Right to Happiness. È un altro film che ho fatto e che tu hai presentato, credo a Ischia, che si chiamava Il cinema non si ferma, che abbiamo girato tutto con i telefonini, con gli iPhone.
You showed this movie with the telephone, and this has been an experience. I think there will be a cinematic tendency with many movies shot even for the telephone, but not horizontal but vertical. There are some short contents produced just for the telephone. I mean, all these platforms are really changing the creative process of the past, no, Michael?
This movie, sorry.
Michael, you are a very romantic director. You are a very classy British man, but you have very young children, very modern children. So how do you combine your classic mentality with the world that keeps going on with the new technology?
I think probably I have to combine the two. It just so happens that in the next few months, I'm going to be making a Hollywood movie for the very first time. That I've made a proper Hollywood movie set in the 1930s, and it's very exciting. And it's being backed by the streamers, but it's also being backed by Paramount and Trimark, and so it's a very exciting thing. Now, my kids love what they see from the streamers. They absolutely love it, and they take it on board. And it is something new. It is something new because it basically takes on the cinema, but doesn't destroy it. And I think that's something very useful and very interesting.
So Michael, do you take your children back to the past, to the classics of cinema, to the classics of Italian cinema? Do they get a chance to look at that in your house?
Afraid not. No, my son is only just 10, and my daughter is 16. She loves all the old Italian movies and things like that. But they both still are fascinated by what is coming out now, and you can't say no to them because it is interesting and exciting. That's what they watch, and to go to the cinema in England is almost impossible. I think that they're starting to introduce drive-in cinemas somewhere, but uh, but I don't know if it's possible
I think Brian
to stimulate.
It reminds me American Graffiti. You remember the movie American Graffiti?
Of course.
It reminds me of that movie. Listen, about matching classic with modern. So how do you relate your cinema to your genius grandfather's cinema, Andrea? When you produce, do you look in your passport and check your name, or you just keep going with your creativity? The Sica is a very important name to carry on.
Yeah. I just wanted to say two things. That I'm super proud to be here now because I'm a fan of all of you guys, the whole group, and so it's very amazing to be here speaking with you in a cinema panel, speaking about cinema. And no, my path, I'm trying to make my own path. Fortunately, I did already 2 movies and a TV series, and so I emancipated myself a bit from my family. You know, in Italy, families are very claustrophobic in a way, and I think now I'm a free man, and I do cinema. And I love my grandfather's cinema, and I watch many times his film. I want to prosecute my father's job, which is to restore Vittorio De Sica's film and to bring them abroad in a new version, restored digital versions. I love him so much, and I think that young people should approach to his work as when I was young as a filmmaker. But yeah, no, my films are totally different. This film, Don't Kill Me, is a kind of a thriller, teen romance, schizophrenical. I don't know how to mark it, tag it, and but I'm enjoying doing my stuff.
Who did inspire you, Hitchcock or Roman Polanski or somebody else?
I love them both, obviously. And in this case, I'm totally inspired by Nikita, by Luc Besson, which was a female revenge film, much more before Tarantino's Kill Bill. I was amazed about it when I was 13. And a stranger one, less like known film, which is called Possession by Andrei Zulavsky.
Yeah.
These were my 2 references for this last movie I did.
So talking about Luc Besson, I just met today at lunch Girone, who's in Italy, in Roma, shooting with Pierfrancesco Favino, a movie by a French-American director, a lady. I don't remind, I mean, it's a difficult name. You should double check, Carlotta, the name I won't mention, and Pierfrancesco Favino. And then, of course, we have in Roma still all the Ridley Scott gang who actually are shooting the movie The House of Gucci with, of course, the one and only Lady Gaga, Miss Germanotta, who is Italian-American more than everybody. And then we have, of course, in the movie, Adam Driver, Jeremy Irons, Jack Houston. Actually, I met also him today.
Al Pacino.
And I, for the last, I left my hero, Al Pacino, who's actually a great friend of Michael Radford.
Yes.
We are going, Chococetta, we are going to have shortly another guy with us live, another guy who knows very well Michael Radford and Al Pacino, because they have been sharing the set of the movie Merchant of Venice. Josephine will be shortly with us in the panel, a surprise for Michael. But talking about matching classic and modern, I would like to ask to Kabir the question of the century. So Sandokan is a classic. Now there is this Turkish guy called Can Yaman. They're gonna make a remake, a series, whatever, to go over on the story of Sandokan. And so, first of all, what's your feeling that another man is taking your place in the role? Second, do you know this guy? Did you ever see him on the Turkish series, whatever? And third, what do you suggest him in order to be a real Sandokan?
Lots of questions there, but let me just say, I've always said that Sandokan should be remade, modern technology. It's a classic. It's one of those things that's iconic in Italy. It created a whole wave of success that broke all records that lasted for decades. And yet, I've always felt that Sandokan done in a modern way, with modern technology, with modern special effects, would be wonderful to see. I've seen some of the work by Can Yaman on a series. I think he's a very good actor. I think he'll be a worthy successor. But I also feel that whether the old magic of Sandokan is brought back to the screen is something that will be decided by the audiences. And that is a magic that has no formula. It just happens when the right ingredients mix in the right way, at the right time, in the way that a cake rises and becomes a wonderful dish. So Sandokan can be recreated. If it can be recreated with the same magic, marvelous. If not, we always have the old Sandokan going on. And I don't believe that the old Sandokan will ever die out. It will always continue as the Sandokan that established the genre, the Sandokan that's created that magic, and it's a classic that will remain for all times classic.
So you think that every certain time they will have a new Sandokan? So it was this is like a Bond character.
Well, I've been in a Bond film. I've been a villain in a Bond film.
I remember,
I tell
of
you,
course.
it's really special to be part of the longest-running film franchise in the world. And I'm not saying that Sandokan will become a Bond franchise, but I think every couple of decades, if it's renewed with entirely new technology, going back to the classic style of Emilio Salgari, it can only better the story of Salgari and renew and keep alive the legend of Sandokan. So I see it as a good thing. I'm very positive about it, and I'm looking forward to seeing the new series. And I believe that a lot of comparisons will be made between us, but let the audience decide which series has magic and which series touches them the most. I'm happy if both do.
Talking about talking about the series, talking about the character, talking about the franchise, there is a series that in Italy has been a huge hit. Then it conquered the world. The first series of it, La Piovra, was the one that really launched Remo Girone as the the villain of Mr. Commissario Cattani. It was Tano Cariddi, the villain. So you were one of the villain for the TV series most popular ever. Does it feel? Before Ferrari, it's a long story.
Yeah, I did. It was a serial. We were shooting 5 or 6 or 8 episodes every 1 year and a half. It wasn't so. I did 7 of them. I started on the 3rd, and I went to the 10th, and then they stopped because everybody was dead at the end. Even my character suicides himself in the volcano. We shoot on the Etna, but I think they had ideas also to do it again, but nothing really happened. was a great casting because when I came in, Michele Placido was playing Cattani. He was the good personified, and I was the evil personified. You see, so we at that time we got the right mix of the thing, and it exploded. The fourth series, the fourth part ends with the death of poor Commissario Cattani, and was seen by 17 millions of people in Italy, and then was sold all over. Now in America is shown on Netflix, in another and I went to Russia. I remember once, you know the festival of Giffoni, no?
Yes, of course. Of course.
It was invited. Gorbachev was invited by the festival, and his wife Raisa was alive, was still alive at the time, and I have a nice photograph with Michele, me, Gorbachev, and Raisa, and Margherita Bui. Yeah,
Amazing.
because when I went to play many years after, I went to Chekhov Festival. We were doing Uncle Vanya. I was playing Astrov, and they were still showing it. They were still showing it, and they used the over voice in Russia. You see, so you can still hear the Italian voices, the Italian language. And at the end of the show, we were in Moscow. It was a show directed by Peter Stein. We were in Moscow, and a girl comes to my dressing room and says, "Thank you." I said, "No, it's my work. Why thank you?" No, she said she was speaking a perfect Italian, and she told me that she started to study Italian when she saw the first series of The Octopus.
Amazing.
That was a great thing. It was a
Amazing.
really great thing.
Amazing, Michael. So I want to talk about something that is very close to you. The Isle of Procida. Procida has been named an Italian Capital of Culture 2022. So what is your feeling for Procida being in the spot? A small island, but full of energy, full of culture.
It's a very special place. They asked me to do a big speech on I think it was on TV. I think it was on TV about or a speech when the island was given that honor, and to say what I thought of it and all the rest of it, because we shot a lot of Il Postino on Procida. Vuoi che parlo in italiano oppure in inglese? Meglio?
In inglese.
In inglese. So I just talked about what I thought about Procida because it's such an authentic place. Why would and I was thinking about why they would choose this as the center of culture, because it has a culture which hasn't changed for centuries, and it's very, very it's a very, very warm and interesting place to live. It really is, or to work, or anything. I love the place. I really love it, and I've never forgotten it. And I'm so glad that they got this, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful for the whole population.
It's full of sun. Procida is there. Oh, here we have also a new guest coming in.
Ladies and gentlemen, the maestro Terry Gilliam with us.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Maestro Terry.
Terry, are you a bird or what? The line went off.
There we go.
Anyway.
Well, I have a question for Andrea, because you shot in Turin, Non Uccidere. Lots of gray. I live in Turin. So I know it's lots of grays, lots of shadows. It's underground. It's very good for that type of a series. But could you shoot something in Procida, on the Amalfi Coast, in Ischia? in Capri.
We are expecting you to do it, Andrea, soon. You know, you just can't come to the festival and then you don't shoot anything over there. Well, now I make a contract with you, young fellow, because we contribute to make you popular, and then when all of a sudden you become popular, you go to shoot to Torino. No, you have to shoot in the south, my brother, I can't hear you.
Actually, thanks
we are.
to Pascal friendship, I am actually kind of an honorary citizen. I hope to become of Capri and Ischia, and so yeah, what the island has gave it to me, I will give back for, of course. For sure.
When do you start shooting? For the moment, the only person that has been doing this is Michael Radford, and soon Steven Zellian, who's actually preparing with Enzo Sisti his TV series called Replay, from the book, the famous book, and also an homage also to Anthony Minghella, who actually was shooting the first Replay after he came to Capri in 1997. The same year he won the Oscar for The English Patient. So please, Andrea, be soon focused on making another movie in Italy. Kabir, you've been you are honorary citizen of Italy because you've been so much in Italy. So what do you miss most of Italy when you are in India?
The presence of Pascal Vicedomini.
Well, now it's easy.
Now, let me tell you, there are so many things in common between Italy and America, Italy and India, because there is, love of family, kind of civilizations based on religion, food. We all use our hands and we talk. We have great hospitality. There's so many things. So, what I remember most of Italy, firstly, is the warmth of the people and the love that I have got from the Italian nation and people. Secondly, what I love about and miss about Italy is those wonderfully preserved historic town centers that contain the history of the town, of the region, and in many cases the history of the country. And last but not least is the wonderful food that changes from region to region, each more interesting and tasty than the other. And it's a gastronomical feast wherever you go in Italy. Italians have such great taste in food, such variety in food. It leaves you dreaming about it. Italy also, lastly, above all, is foremost in the business of beauty. Italians have an aesthetic sense that is in their DNA. That is why they're world leaders in fashion. Why they have such extraordinary architecture. That's why they've created such 80% of the classical art in the Western world is from Italy. So many things I miss in Italy. One, but whatever it has enriched my life immensely, and I can only bow in gratitude for everything I've received from Italy in all these years.
Remo, you are a star, popular all over the world, and you are one of the Italian ambassador of creativity, of talent, of also art. So what do you carry on mostly of your Italian soul when you go all over and they know you, recognize you as an Italiano? What are you really proud of when you feel that around the world Italy is so much respected?
Well, it depends on where you go. For instance, in America there are a lot of Italians, and they like me very much, even people of the business. And I live in Monaco, and yesterday, for instance, we went to eat with a great Russian, because they're making in the theater, they're making Boris Godunov, and we went to eat with the director, Russian director, and the Russian singer. So they wanted to make photographs with me and all this stuff, and that was really nice. That was really nice. And then they invited us to me and my wife to the premiere. And when these kind of things are happening, they make me very proud and very happy, and it's very important for me. For instance, when there was a quarantine, the first quarantine, I was reading poems, and I was sending poems to some friend, some people I know and friends, and they were so happy. They really, some of them, they really do. They put all the poems together, and they were listening. They're still listening at it, and this made me really happy, because there is nothing more important when you feel some esteem. Can you say esteem? When
Yeah.
when you feel the esteem,
Affection.
that the affection and yes, the affection of the public. There is nothing. We work for that.
So Daniel, what made you move to Italy? And there are certain Americans that keep coming to Italy and doesn't live anymore. We are so happy. Also some British. For example, in this moment, living in Italy, there is my rock hero, Mick Jagger, who's actually living in Sicily for a long time. But we have plenty of American, of British people. Actually, Mr. Sting and his amazing wife, Trudy Styler, they live most of their time in Palagio, in Umbria, in Tuscany, sorry. And Terry Gilliam, I was thinking about Umbria because Terry Gilliam has a house in Umbria. But I mean, what made you move to Italy? Besides now that you have a son,
I came here for the rock and roll because Sting and Mick Jagger were here. But no, the truth is I've been coming to Italy for as Kabir. You know, we were lucky enough to be in a popular series in Italy, so we would start to come here. And I think I'm with him. You go to every region, everything is different. So Italy has been a part of my life for now 30 years. Yes. And but I did fall in love. I got married. I had a child. I got divorced. I stay in Torino with the child. And so I'm not Italian by blood, but I have an Italian son. His name is Pietro, made in Italy. So that's what keeps me here now.
And you also, Michael, you have been living so much of your life in Italy, and especially in Napoli, since you were working with Compagnia di Canto Popolare, and then you were chased by Massimo Troisi to co-work with him in Il Postino. So your career is very much close to Italy, no?
Yeah, it is. I didn't
Although
try.
you are very British because you take the tea at 5 o'clock. We almost 5. You at 5. In Italy, maybe for 10. Oh, here we go with Josephine, ladies and gentlemen. What a surprise! Replacing the maestro, Michael Radford. Joe.
Ciao, Enrico. How are you? In Los Angeles, in the beautiful, famous theater where Cecil B. DeMille first opened his big movie, King of Kings, in 1927. How amazing. Great to see you.
I am so happy to see Joe. Actually, I was trying to make the reunion of you and Michael, but the minute you jumped in, Michael left. So maybe he will come shortly back because I remember the first time you came to Ischia, Michael was there, and actually he was very proud that we showed the Merchant of Venice in Ischia. And I remember also coming to meet you in Ischia, Maestro Francis Ford Coppola trying to convince you to make a movie that did not happen. So then you came back to Capri Hollywood. I remember an amazing time we had in Napoli with Forrest Whitaker eating pizza at Ciro a Mergellina with your wife Maria, and it was so I have so many memories with you. We miss you. We miss you in Italy, Joe.
I miss you. I miss you. I miss Ischia or Ischia, what the pronunciation should be. But we had a wonderful time, and it was great that Francis came to visit. That was a highlight for me. I think they even named a room in the hotel called the Coppola Room or something. But I have fond memories of being with you in Napoli and in Capri.
Yes. So we're talking about the relationship between the foreign people and Italy. So what makes you so close to Italy and to all your family? I recently met your niece, your niece, nipote si dice niece, hero fine Tiffin, and your sister. I met Marta, and she's very much in love. Your brother Ralph is very. I mean, what makes you in love for Italy? È caduta? Oh, we lost.
Fermo, sì.
No, so, Kabir, so what beside the book, what are you up to?
Well, firstly, let me show you the book. This is my book. It's called Stories I Must Tell. I'm going to use this great platform to show you my book and to show you what it looks like. And it is really the story of my life, straddling from Bollywood to Europe and Hollywood. And these are the three pillars of my life. So as I said at the beginning of the program, the fact that you're sitting in Los Angeles and conducting this wonderful show, this wonderful LA Italia festival, gives me immense joy, because these are three places, India, Italy, and LA, that have been central part of my life. And right now I'm writing my next book in terms of putting together other parts of my life that I had to leave out of this biography. But it is the story of a boy from India that became a major star in Europe and went on to Hollywood, had lots of adventures there, including the Bond film, including A Year on the Bold and Beautiful, and many memorable television series that I did along the way. So there's a lot of Italy in my book, there's a lot of LA in my book, and there's a lot of Bollywood in my book. And we have a huge lockdown going on right now. So it helped me write this book, because I had a lot of time on my hands last year to sit down and just put all my passion and vision into writing this book. And so far, it's been a wonderful experience. And I have a very interesting film coming up in Italy as well. And I think that it'll be happening shortly after the lockdowns end everywhere. And I hope we all get through this pandemic as we should, because it has held the world hostage for far too long, and especially cinema has suffered greatly in this time. And my feeling and prayer is that this pandemic should be overcome, and cinema should take up its rightful place, not only on the smaller screens, but also on the big screens and the big theater experience, which audiences love and filmmakers need and want to show their craft and their technology and their sound and their graphics on the big screen. There's no substitute quite for that experience. And I hope that comes back too, in addition to all the other digital platforms that have given new creativity to the business.
So, Joseph, you're back?
I could listen to that all day. What wonderfully put, beautifully and eloquently said. Back, yes, but loved listening to that.
So listen,
Thank you,
Joe, I
Joseph.
would like to ask you, did you listen before the question I was asking you about what makes you close to Italy?
I didn't hear. Could you repeat the question?
What makes you very close to the Italian culture? I know you love Italy.
Oh. Yeah, well, I met my wife in Sicily, in Taormina, so that has big meaning for me. At 16, I ran away from school. I became a muratore, builder. It dreams to maybe go to art school in Italy, but you know, I think of Italy. I think of beautiful people that I've loved over many years. I think of Bernardo Bertolucci, the maestro. With him, I think of Umbria and Tuscany, cheese and Brunello wine and grappa and great times I had with builders and also maestros of cinema. So I have a great love of Italy, and I was there recently on a Terrence Malick movie that shot in Cinecittà for a day, and it was great to be in the let's say the Fellini and where the great made their films there in Rome. So I obviously a love of the great auteurs and directors of Italian cinema who have had such impact. Hollywood be Hollywood without all of those in film.
So Joseph, you are. I mean, you became very popular thanks to a movie called Shakespeare in Love, and then you grow up in your career in so many. I remember also Kill Me Softly. I remember The Merchant of Venice. I know, and I saw you in an amazing TV series. So the world is going more over TV series, they say. Do you agree, or you are still very into the feature film? The line went off again. So sorry. Che succede? Yeah.
I think you lost. You can't hear us, right?
So, Remo, diciamo, tu sei venuto fuori dal teatro, poi you have been an amazing theater play actor, then you became very popular on television, and then you've been doing so many movies. So it seems that the world goes more on the series, although I personally prefer the feature film. What is your feeling? Can you be artistic enough on the TV series, or you need just cinema to stay on that style of expression?
No, I think you can do good also in a TV serial if the TV serial is good, you know, because you have also a lot of TV serials that are not good. But certainly, you know, I was born in Africa, in Ethiopia, and my love for this job came to me by seeing the movies. There was no theater there, and then after I made the school of theater coming here, and I played in theater also there in the university theater. But my love for this job depends on movies. We were going to the movies as much as we can. I remember also, maybe Kabir will laugh at that there was an Indian movie that was coming out every year in a certain period. There was this movie was coming out and was beautiful. It was called Mother India.
Right. Mother India is one of the great classics of Indian cinema. It's like, La Strada is in Italian, or The Bicycle Thief, or any of the great Italian classics of the great masters. So Mother India certainly was a defining form because it is interesting because Satyajit Ray used to be one of India's best known directors internationally because he made what were called art films. But Mother India actually came from Bollywood. It contained the tradition of including songs in the dramatic narrative.
Yes.
And it worked because it remained as raw and gritty and earthbound struggles of a woman in a village who signifies India and becomes, that film was called Mother India. So yes.
I saw it at least 3 or 4 times because there was a period of the year this movie was coming out, and for a week was all booked, 15 days booked, the cinema.
Pascal,
Oh, Joe.
Pascal, may I say that? I was saying that, talking about cinema versus television series, it's not quite that. There's the classical cinema
Posso
that
chiamarti
was,
dopo, sono in
and
una
then there is also
Zoom.
the traditional television series. The digital platforms have created another form altogether, which is almost like cinema series. It's not television series, it's cinema series, because it's made on the scale and style and the elegance of film, because it's shot with film and with film directors. And yet it is a longer space of time. So it becomes a cinema series, not a television series. And there is a quantitative difference in terms of the kind of programs that are being created on digital platforms today and what was traditionally television series. Those were smaller budget, more old-fashioned. Then they became bigger budget, but they still remained television product. They didn't have the kind of reach and expanse of cinema, which a lot of the digital films on the Netflix and Amazon platforms, etc., are now bringing into the world. So I think we have three different types of cinema that are in existence right now, if not more, but three principal types. Dan, I can't hear you, Dan.
Joining us.
I can't.
Michael, are you back? Can you listen?
Yes, I'm
to me?
back.
So, are you happy to see your buddy Josephine?
Oh, Joe. I wondered who it was. Everything went dark, and then appeared. It's very nice to see you, Joe.
It's lovely to see you.
Hello?
How's everyone? The family?
Oh God, they're all grown up, and Felix, my son, is 30 years old, and I know it's crazy. And I have another family.
So, Joe, listen. I was asking you about the difference between shooting movies such as The Merchant of Venice with Michael Radford or Shakespeare in Love with John Madden. So, and the TV series, well, actually you made a very successful one. What is your opinion? The world goes more to the TV series, to this direction, or cinema, the classic feature film will be still a big deal?
I have a theory that after the corona pandemic and a nightmare and lots of binging on series, that we will suddenly go back in our droves to classic cinema and theatre, which I love. It's where I came from, and the shared experience between strangers through a big screen or on stage, for me, is something that obviously television can't give you. But I do love the television. The production value is just as high and equal to film. We used to be quite snobby about television screen. This is screen now, and television, everyone has big, plasma screens, and so get a sense. It's as it was eloquently said earlier, it is a new form of cinema. It's a hybrid, and we shouldn't be snobby about it. It's wonderful, and it gives also, it's a much more democratic form of working film. I think it's a hybrid, but it's here to stay, and it's extreme production values and amazing direct. And I, the time I've had Tale, it's very cinematic. The difference is you're shooting 7 pages or 9 pages a day as opposed to 1 page. I would like it to be 1 page a day. It's quite tough doing 9.
Do you agree, Michael?
Kind of, yes, I do. I mean, I've been admiring you in The Handmaid's Tale. I have to say. It's actually quite gripping. I'm just saying to Joe that I love the television series that he was in, or is in. I don't know whether you're still used, because we're always way behind here. But yeah, I think that it's really complicated because you can actually show films now on big screens and sitting at home with a glass of wine, and that's very, very pleasurable, if you like. But it's not quite sitting in a huge audience watching a picture and seeing everybody pouring out their feelings and transmitting them to each other. And you have 400, 500 people. Of course, that's completely impossible now because of the COVID problem, and cinema now becomes something on television. That's absolutely right. And I actually have been looking at a project which is actually set in Spain and in India, and it's a thing called the Princess of Capurtala, and it's about the story of a young girl from Malaga who became the Maharani of Capurtala in India, and for many years. Anyway, that's just that. But they then decided that they didn't want me to direct it. They wanted all their Netflix guys who had been directing television for the last few years to have the right to make this thing. So it's 6 of one and half and a dozen of the other, I think. I don't know. Is anybody there?
I know about the story well. I know about the Kapurthala story well because my father's side of the family actually came from Kapurthala, and the
really?
Maharaja Kapurthala that married this lady, Delgado, her name was Anita Delgado, I think.
Yes, Anita Delgado. Anita Delgado, her name. That's right.
He built a replica of the Versailles palace in Kapurthala, of all places.
The only thing that changed, big doors through which he could have elephants instead of horses.
But quite an amazing story. I'm sorry they didn't want you to direct it, but it's an extraordinary story. And she was quite an extraordinary woman in her own way. And she went back to Spain at the end of it all, and lived to tell the tale. But Absolutely. It was especially of great interest to me because my family came from there, and I was very keen to see who would make it and how it would make it.
I've been dying to ask you one question. That is, are you related to Bishan Bedi?
Bishan Singh Bedi. Not immediately and not directly, but all Bedis are descended from the founder of the Sikh religion. And so am I, and so is he. And we have close friends.
My hero.
His son is in Bollywood. And I just sent him a copy of my book. And Bishan Singh Bedi is a legend in India because of the cricketer that he was. So we know each other and have great respect for each other. And he's one of the other. He was the other Bedi that popularized the Bedi name abroad. He was cinemas and films in Italy, in Europe.
Okay, guys. So I want to really thank you, and also we see Paul Agis over there. Paul, how are you doing? We were going to have now shortly a conference.
I'm very well. Thank you for inviting me. I've been having a fabulous time listening here, and I completely agree with Joe.
Ciao, Pascal.
Yes, but I wouldn't say that Paul is coming back in a minute because I want to say and thank so much for being with us. Josephine, my brother, I miss you so much. I hope that you're going to come in Ischia soon, Joe. July 18, 25. Please try to make it. It would be a great, if you're not working.
I'm remembering that day.
Put in your agenda, maybe even for 2-3 days with your wife Maria. Please send her my regards. And of course, Michael Radford is a part of the family of Ischia and Capri. So with Emma, Linus, and Amarilis are there already with their room and their big umbrella. And we want back to Ischia to also Kabir Bedi with his British Indian charm, which is something that I cannot really stay without. And Remo Girone with his beautiful wife Vittoria Zini, it's always very welcome. Thank you guys. Stay with us because in a short time, in a short minutes, 1-2 minutes, we're gonna have this master class with Paul Agis and all these students, and Amanda Moresco, of course, the talented writer and director, as well as her father is Bobby Moresco. Ciao ragazzi, grazie mille.
Grazie a te.